Chapter 137 10,000 Snakes Soul Devourer, summoning someone from the Heavenly Ghost sect. This illogical phenomenon made him think that he had sensed the surroundings wrongly. He checked again and realized that this kid had really reached the perfected foundation, establishment realm. Half a day ago, the other party was still at the late-stage foundation establishment realm. Damn it, what did this kid eat? He can naturally break through under the powerful suppression. The blood-robed old ghost couldn't believe it. He walked back to the cave with a cold face and stared at the blood-colored vortex in the center. He threw the unconscious wild boar to the side and sneered. "You probably have something good on you. Give it tome." With a hand seal and a tap, the blood water around Song-Shi squirmed and transformed into dense blood snakes that wrapped around Song-Shi's storage bag and storage ring. Song-Shi's essence energy vibrated and shattered the blood snake. An idea popped into his head, and he took out all the pills and stuffed them into his mouth. "I don't believe I can't get anything from you." The blood-robed old ghost was furious. To him, Song-Shi was a trapped mouse. He couldn't believe that he was still so arrogant. He started to personally attack with Song-Shi. With the help of the array formation power, it took him half a day to strip Song-Shi naked. Song-Shi's face was dark because he was trapped in the blood river. His entire body was naked. The blood-robed old ghost had snatched his clothes away. He felt especially embarrassed now. Being young is really good. Your physique makes me drool. When I take your body, I must take advantage of those fairies and demonesses." The blood-robed old ghost laughed strangely. "How many female companions do you have now? Tell me, and I'll take good care of them for you in the future." He deliberately emphasized the word "take care" with a lewd smile, making Song-Shi want to slap this guy's face. Song-Shi snorted impatiently. "Hurry up if you want to possess me. Don't dawdle. Yo, are you still in a hurry to die so that you can become a pig?" The blood-robed old ghost teased. "Don't be anxious. The risk of possession is not small. I see that your spirit is quite strong. Since these are big risks, how can I not weaken you a little?" Song-Shi looked at the blood-robed old ghost coldly. If he activated the Hideragamus contract power now, he had a chance to escape. However, it would then be a little difficult to kill this fellow. He still had to wait for the other party to possess him and destroy his soul. He closed his eyes and ignored him, continuing his cultivation. In this extreme state, he realized that even if he temporarily reached a bottleneck, he could still touch some mystic realms that he could not reach under normal circumstances. For example, the essence, energy, and spirit in his entire body gradually fused into one, no longer operating separately like before. The 10 energy cores have completely turned into one core. And this core was more powerful than the 10 cores. "I hope you'll still be stubborn in a few days." The blood-robed old ghost waved his hand. The blood river submerged Song-Shi, continuously depleting his strength and eroding his spirit. He wanted to weaken Song-Shi sufficiently so that it would be easier to possess him. No matter how deep Song-Shi's foundation was, without the replenishment of external forces, his condition had no choice but to worsen. 3 days later, Song-Shi's essence energy was completely depleted. Unable to stop the power of the blood river, his entire body was invaded by the unholy power of the blood river. However, the blood-robed old ghost did not turn him into flesh and blood. After all, Song-Shi's body was the target of his possession. It was just that the evil aura had polluted his essence, chi, and spirit, which was slowly transforming him. Seeing that Song-Shi could not resist the evil aura, the blood-robed old ghost walked out with small sabers in his hand. These sabers were blood red in color. The handles of the sabers were shaped like the heads of venomous snakes. They opened their mouths, revealing their venomous fangs, as if they were about to devour someone. "It's about time to possess him." He looked at Song-Shi's feeble state with satisfaction. With a flick of his fingers, 18 blood sabers shot out, successfully stabbing into Song-Shi's forelimbs, abdomen, and acupuncture points. The blood-robed old ghost formed an incantation gesture, and the snake mouth on the hilt formed a devouring force. It absorbed the cold blood light in the surrounding blood river and injected it into Song-Shi's body. Immediately, blood-colored snakes ran amok in Song-Shi's body. HMPH. Song-Shi, who was suppressed, revealed an afflicted expression. He felt as if poisonous snakes were biting his body. Even his soul was being torn apart by the blood snakes. "How is it? How did the soul devouring by 10,000 snakes taste?" The blood-robed old ghost asked with a smile. when your soul is about to collapse, I will swallow it in one bite. Possession of your body will then be as easy as eating and drinking. Stop dreaming foolishly, Sanchi sneered. The more the blood-robed old ghost said, the more he wanted to kill him. Sure enough, the toughest part of your body is your mouth. The blood-robed old ghost shook his head. Forget it, I'll take it that you've been tortured until your brain has become abnormal. He formed seals with both hands. Amidst hissing sounds, dense blood snakes emerged and crazily bit Sanchi. Great yin concentration, Sanchi gritted his teeth. He could only frantically visualize the yin and condense his spirit to last as long as possible. He could feel that while the blood snakes were devouring his soul, although his total spirit was decreasing, the quality of his spirit was constantly increasing. HMPH, you're quite capable. I'm also interested in your spirit cultivation method. Seeing that Sanchi could actually maintain his spirit under the bite of 10,000 snakes and not collapse, the blood-robed old ghost became even more afraid and determined to possess this person. I wonder if the senior blood-robes is here. Lu Yoayu of the Heavenly Ghost Sect greets you. A very ethereal and distant girl's voice came in, making the old ghost in blood-robes frown. What is this girl doing here? During this period of time, after his resurrection, he had specially investigated the current situation in the cultivation world of Great Jin. He had naturally paid attention to such a genius girl who was also a descendant of a great cultivator. Brother Blood Robes should be here. I heard from some people that he captured a foundation establishment cultivator and even caught a pig to transfer his soul. Another age voice sounded, shocking Sanchi, who was already in a daze. If the girl's voice just now was only a little familiar, this old man's voice was one that had left a deep impression on him. After all, this was the person who had killed him before, and it was the killing of his soul too. Old Man Nightmare. Sanchi was surprised and regained some clarity. He also recognized the girl's voice outside. It was the girl who had deliberately smashed the hornet's nest in the sky ship to mock him. Nightmare, you and I have never interacted with each other. The Heavenly Ghost Sect doesn't have any relationship with my Bloodgate. Why are you looking for me? The blood-robed old ghost turned his head and looked outside coldly. The blood light in front of him squirmed, and the scene outside appeared. A black-clothed girl was floating on the surface of the river. Her face was delicate and perfect with a cold aura. She was like a Rakshasa from hell or an evil dark elf. Beside her was an old man in linen clothes who looked like a fisherman. He was Old Man Nightmare, who had once fished for souls from the demon slayers. Senior Blood Robes, my father thinks that you're not bad. He hopes to invite you to join the sect. Lu Yoayu directly opened her mouth to explain. She didn't look too polite, but in fact, with her status and talent, she really didn't need to give the old ghost any respect. I'm not free. The old ghost snorted. I've always been a loner. I'm not interested in joining your Heavenly Ghost Sect. Brother Blood Robes, don't be in a hurry to reject. The sect master invited you because he wanted to give you a chance to form your nascent soul. Furthermore, your cave abode is right in front of the guard dogs of Great Jin. If we weren't involved with them currently, do you think you could still do whatever you want here?